few cold emails, kind of just tried everything. I threw a bunch of things at the wall, and yeah, managed to sign one client. But looking back at it, I probably didn't do enough reps as I should have.
But in 7 days, we did more than what took you 6 months. There's a sense I'm getting just speaking to you for 10, 20 minutes that the past 5, 6 months, you've been sort of lazy. All right, guys, today here, I'm with Jonathan. Jonathan, you've been running your AI agency since, I want to say February of this year. So it's been like 5, 6 months or so. And Jonathan is inside of my free school community for everyone that uses GoHighLevel with my link. And I'm kind of doing this series now where I'm like jumping on once a week where I'm helping out one person inside the group just completely for free. Jonathan, you managed to be the first guy I'm obviously speaking with. So do you want to give everyone a little bit of context on yourself? And then I'll kind of go directly into what's going well in your agency, what's going wrong, what you feel like you need help with, and then I'll kind of just audit the entire process and, we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. So obviously, Carson, thanks for having me. My name is Jonathan. I'm 23. I found Carson's content around February. And I don't remember exactly which video it was, but I saw his videos, obviously got into it, took some action, built the funnel, built the sub account, built everything out. And initially I started with the PT niche, physical therapy. I managed to sign a client, but it wasn't so like there was a few reasons why it wasn't the best niche for me. I know medical is pretty high cost per call, especially as a beginner. Also a lot of HIPAA related things that I didn't really want to deal with. So recently I switched to not really sure what to call it yet. Maybe contrast therapy. People who sell like, saunas, installations, cold plunges, and potentially even like pools and hot tubs and things like that. But yeah, I started that pretty recently and just trying to build that out.
Cool. Gotcha. So you switched the niche when? How long ago?
It's pretty recently, like a week ago, a week or two ago, probably two.
Okay. So super
Yeah.
recent. All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then let's take some time to talk about, so when you were in the niche prior, what were you, obviously I don't think you have zero clients up to this point, correct?
In the previous niche, I signed one client. In this niche, I have zero. Yeah.
Okay. When you were in the previous niche, what were you doing to get clients? Let's start there.
So I went through my WhatsApp. Actually, I was sending voice recordings to everybody I knew. So from there, I got one referral. I was on a few sales calls. It didn't end up being a close, but actually somebody I knew through someone personally. He actually really liked the service, but he didn't manage to close. And then what else did I do? I did a lot of cold calling. I did some cold DMs. I did a few cold emails. Kind of just tried everything. I threw a bunch of things at the wall. And yeah, managed to sign one client. But looking back at it, I probably didn't do enough reps as I should have. So I think really you can succeed in anything. It was just something I didn't want to deal with in terms of HIPAA and things like that. So I chose to switch niches. But yeah.
Okay. All right. And then in this niche now, what's your game plan to get clients? Like, are you going to do outreach? Are you going to do content? Are you going to do ads? What's the method you're going to do? And then I'll kind of give you the best recommendations and my suggestions based on where you're at.
So I'm thinking of doing cold calls at first, but I definitely want to do ads very soon again because I ran ads for the first time with the PT niche, but it didn't go too well because I think it was too brand focused. Like it made it look too much like speaking to where I'm coming from as opposed to where they were coming from looking back. So it was a little bit like, but I got one call from it. It was kind of a similar idea. He was really into it, but the financial situation wasn't there. He was a new clinic, a new guy out of college, whatever. So yeah, I think I want to run ads again very soon, but I'm going to start off with cold calls.
Gotcha. Okay. So right now you're in the niche where it's like, I don't even know what you want to call it. Just like I guess it's almost like home installation niche type thing where it's like installing. Yeah. Is it just strictly like cold plunges and saunas and that's it?
So that was going to be one of my questions for you. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking at first to do just saunas and cold plunge, but I'm like, should I also include within that pools and hot tubs and like, what's your take on that? I'm not really sure yet.
So it all comes down to the total addressable market of, who you're speaking to, right? Like, I don't know how many, and I assume you're going after US clients, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how many of these businesses that are just doing sauna and cold plunge installation, I don't know how many of these are in the US. And my guess is the number is sub 10, 20,000. I don't think there's more than that, meaning the market of people and clients you want to work with is very, very small. Meaning it's going to be not only pretty expensive probably to get clients, but also it's just you're dealing with a super small market in comparison to something like, let's say, roofing or real estate agents or whatever, where there's so many of them, where there's so many people that are actively right now as we're speaking looking for you as someone to provide them that service.
Right.
So the first thing I'd say is like, I'd broaden up a little bit, right? So if the niche would be home installation, and that includes not only cold plunge saunas, but also maybe pool building. I don't know what else would fall under that bucket, but like
think hot tubs, but I'm
hot
not sure.
tubs, yeah, hot tubs is one of them. Just really anything else to like, you want to broaden that bucket because I don't even know how you'd frame on an ad what you're talking about. Like it'd just be like, I
Right.
don't know, cold plunge sauna installation businesses, like rather than just being home installation businesses want XYZ more appointments in the next 90 days or you don't pay, click learn more below. You see how
Hmm.
like more clean and easy that is, and also now
Exactly.
you're opening the floodgates. So that's the first thing I would do. I would make this a little bit more broad and not go so niche. And then the second
Hmm.
thing is you said you wanted to do cold calling. How you want to like? What's your situation? How old are you? Like I don't know if you still
I'm
live.
20,
Okay,
yeah, I'm still home. 23. I've done a bunch of cold calls. Didn't like it went like all right. I feel like most people like, they just automatically like know it's cold call and they're not down. Like it's pretty what how would you say it's I don't even know what's the right word, but it's pretty like I guess draining to do, but it's like
yep,
whatever, it is what it is, you got to put in the numbers, you got to put in the reps. But I
sure.
definitely eventually want to do ads because the cold calls are just like not something I see myself doing long term. So, yeah.
Okay, so you live with your parents right now. Do you go to school or you just what do you do?
I'm just doing this right now. Yeah,
Okay,
for a minute.
since February.
Yeah.
You were in school prior to February, or okay, all right. So then,
Yeah.
the past 5 6 months, this is all you've been doing. So
Yeah.
super quick intermission. If you want to be on calls just like this one and get direct one-on-one help from me every single month completely for free, I have a top link in the description below where you can sign up for GoHighLevel. For all of my GoHighLevel affiliates, I give away so much free stuff from 5 weekly Q&A calls with people from my team and including myself where I jump on every single week to ask questions. So whatever you're struggling with, you can show up to the calls and bring your questions to me alongside a full-on community of people absolutely crushing it inside the group that you can meet, become friends with, and ask questions to as well, and 10 hours worth of content and trainings around starting your own AI agency with bonuses that you unlock every single month. Then I want you to sign up for GoHighLevel. You get 30 days completely for free with the top link in the description below. And you have the chance of being on calls just like this one, where every single week I jump on and I pull pretty much one name out of the entire group and jump on and do a quick AI agency audit. And then that gets uploaded to YouTube like this one. So if you want my direct one-on-one mentorship and all the things I just mentioned, plus 30 days completely for free, click that top link in the description below, sign up for GoHighLevel, and then I'll see you guys inside. But back to the video. The first thing I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say some things you probably don't want to hear. So just, I'm going to preface
Yeah.
that because I think it's the things you want to hear, right? Because I like, if I have you back on this on my channel, for example, in 2 3 months and you're a completely different person, completely different results, I'm going to tell you the things that are probably going to get there, even if it's the things that you probably don't want to hear. So
Sure.
number one, there's a sense I'm getting just speaking to you for 10 20 minutes that the past 5 6 months you've been sort of lazy, right? Like 5 to 6 months you've been, I guess, working with one client that you had in your network. But other than that, you spent 5 to 6 months not working a job, not at school, not really doing anything but this. And there's like very little to show from it, which I'm sure a lot of people could probably relate with as well. And I kind of why I want to speak about it here. Your best move on the chessboard is you need to get a job, okay? Because that's going to afford ads. So again, I know it's the thing you don't want to hear, but I had to get a job when I was 15, 16 years old at the golf course, and I was picking up balls and like I probably had back pain at like 15 years old, just because I was
Hmm.
out there picking up like 10,000, 5,000 balls every single day at the golf range.
Wow.
Like sometimes you have to do what it takes, and that was just for like 15 bucks an hour or whatever, right? For you, if you can get a job right now, you can get, let's say, $15 to $20 an hour. You work, I don't know how many hours a week, but let's just say you make $1,000 a month, okay, with this job, right? It's going to suck in the moment, but you can use that $1,000 to go afford, obviously use GoHighLevel, and you're in the group, and that's why you're on this call here, but you can afford ads. You can afford any other softwares or even extra help, meeting extra people, going and joining programs. All of this is going to go contribute to your success. So the biggest thing holding you back right now is I think some sort of mental block that is keeping you from just doing the thing you don't want to do maybe. Because
Hmm.
cold calling is great, right? And I always tell people like you can get clients through cold calling, that's great. But it's just not predictable, right? It's not predictable at all. And if you want clients consistently, you have to be running ads. Um, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Okay. Do you have like jobs top of mind that you could get in the next like week or two that you could start interviewing for and then just get on their books?
Not exactly. I actually kind of started looking today because I know it's been something
Okay.
that I do need to do. So definitely looking into that for sure. I
Well,
don't think it's just gonna,
let's let this call be the mark in the sand that makes sure you go get it.
sure,
So, um,
sure.
so over the next 7 days, you need to have a job. Okay, that's the next thing. So I want you to do that. I want you to broaden your niche a little bit, get a job, and then this job you can now you can pretty much throw all the time away you were going to do cold calling, and you can go make money.
Right,
And now you can
right.
leverage this money and this capital to go invest back into the business through ads, and that's going to get you clients way faster. Do
Hmm.
you follow me on Instagram by chance?
Yeah. Hmm.
Do you see this like challenge I've been doing? I'm sure the video's out on YouTube by now, but like
Yeah.
I've been doing a big challenge with my friend Connor, who was a high school friend of mine, and he wanted to start an agency. I'm like, shoot, let me just make a video out of this. In 7 days, it's kind of a spoiler if anyone's not watched it. We closed 4 clients, 2 of them being paid, 2 of them being free trials. We spent like $300 or $400 in ads. Okay,
Wow.
7 days. So in 7 days, and I don't mean to make you feel bad here, but in 7 days we did more than what took you 6 months. You know,
Right.
and I just want that
Yeah.
to sink
Fair.
in, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
important to know that because like you can progress so fast. So I think you get my point there.
For sure.
So that all makes sense. Good to go there.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Good. And around the business side of things specifically, I guess over the next couple weeks or however you want to spend time getting clients, other than maybe the job, because you will have probably time on your hands. Are you going to just continue to do cold calling, or what are the biggest things you feel like you're like, Carson, I wish I could have asked you these questions when I was watching your 10-hour course, or like what's coming to mind? Because I want to just help you out as much as possible.
So yeah, I actually wrote a few down. Let me see what I wrote down. So in terms of free trials, right? Like I feel like I was very hesitant to do it, but I think it's like pretty like a stupid thing to be hesitant about because even though a lot of people say like, yeah, you want someone to invest up front, like if that's what you got to do to get a testimonial, then like it is what it is. It's not something that I'm opposed to. So, but
Yep.
it's like, do you think that that type of person will be able to be like turned into a paying client, or would that, incentivize churn? If you don't like, should I charge maybe very little up front, or should I just charge nothing up front? What do you think is the best strat with that?
That's a good question. So, and I'll relate this back to the challenge I did with Connor, who was my high school friend
Hmm.
who I made the video with, just because he was kind of in your exact same, probably most people's exact same situation. And I told him at the start, I said, look, this entire thing is a win if we can just get a free trial client. Even if they don't even pay money, I just want you to be able to learn the skill of marketing and running ads and get a testimonial on someone else's dollar. Because it's obviously not him that's affording their own daily marketing ad spend. That's them. That's the
Hmm.
client.
Right.
Client always spends ad spend out of their pocket, completely separate to anything you upfront.
Hmm.
So my answer to that is like, take the experience. The experience is worth so much more than the money at the start. Like, I mean, what is 500, 1,000, $2,000? Like, yeah, it could be semi life changing, but at the end of the day, the most life changing thing that you can possibly have is conviction that your service works, right?
Right.
Which comes by experience. Having an ads dashboard of a client that you can show and pull up on a Zoom call, on screen share, on sales calls to prove you know what you're talking about and you've got clients that are doing this. That's number two. And then three, just overall the reps you get through running ads, right? When you jump on sales calls, it's all going to come back to your sales calls. And when you do start pitching upfront amount, whether it's $500, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, you have conviction in what you're talking about. So the
Hmm.
long-winded answer to your question is like, take the free experience at the start. Like, I know people are against free trials on the internet, but at the end of the day, how else are you going to learn and get case studies if you're too, I guess, like, I don't know, on a throne to not accept that a client might just pay you zero, right? And you just need to learn because you're not good
100%.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what else I wrote down. I'm kind of forgetting everything. In 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so another thing I had a question about was, let's say B2B, right? Or even B2C. Like I know there's like people who make a killing with just image ads. And
Yep.
honestly, it's something I'd prefer to do, but I always have like this block in my head of like, okay, how do you convey the trust and how do you convey like the education of what you're doing? Because let's say that most of the time they are educated, but let's say they're not, right? And let's say they also you got to build that trust. How do you do that with just an image ad? Like, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So the way image ads work, and the best image ads I see that work out there, I'm running a lot of ads in my own agency right now that are all images. Actually, primarily are images, first videos.
Hmm.
And the biggest thing with images you want to be looking at is you got to have a super clear call out to who you're talking to, so your niche, right?
Hmm.
So at the very top, it'll be like home installation companies, right? And sometimes, especially if you're charging big amounts, you want to specify the market you're talking to. So instead of just saying home installation companies, you'd say something like home installation companies making 500K a year plus. Okay. That's what I say on all my ads. I say stem cell clinics making 500K a year plus, just so we're calling out a higher, obviously, ICP demographic. And then the next thing is you want to have a offer. Okay. So the way it goes is you have call out, offer, risk reversal, and then the CTA. Okay. So the way that works is an offer could be something like get 10 jobs in the next 90 days or you don't pay using our AI system, or get 10 jobs in the next 90 days or you don't pay. And the or you don't pay part is the risk reversal, right? Because if they don't get 10 jobs in 90 days, obviously they don't pay. That's the risk reversal. And then at the bottom of the ad, you could say something like click learn more. So that's the way image ads go. Video ads are similar, but you want to separate video ads. Obviously, it's in video format with a script, and you have your call out, so your hook, okay? You have your body, and then you have your CTA. That's the 3-layer sandwich in video ads when you make them. Okay, you have hook, body, CTA. The hook is the call out, obviously, like home installation companies making 500K a year plus. And then your body would be like, you can use our AI systems to get 10 listing appointments, think of real estate, but like 10 jobs in the next 90 days, or you don't pay using our AI system, and it's completely done for you. We book the appointments for you. We qualify them. All you do is you show up and you close them. And then that's the body. And then the very end would be something like click learn more below to see if the system, or apply if the system works for you. Something like that. Right? Okay. So that's the difference between both image and video.
And do you think that off the rip, like let's say I'm doing the free trials, do you think off the rip I should advertise it as like, what's the best offer for that scenario? Like pay per appointment or just 3-week free trial? Like what do you think's the...
What's the goal? Is it just to get a client?
No, I think you're 100% right. I think I need to have that experience, to have that conviction for future sales calls. So
okay.
I
so
think
the goal
it's really
is just
the
to
experience. Yeah, I guess to...
Okay. So it would be exactly what I did with Connor in the challenge, where we said, instead of jumping on ads and even having a guarantee, we just said, real estate agents get listing appointments on a pay-per-close basis. Click learn more. That was it. Okay, we didn't run video ads. It was strictly image ads that took him maybe 20 to 30 minutes to make with my help. And we used Ideogram and Canva. It was super simple text, okay? And that was it. So like for you, I would say you want to go out there with an offer that is so impossible to say no to. Who's going to say no to pay per job, right? If it's home installation companies, home installation companies get jobs on a pay per, close basis or pay per job basis. I don't know, however you want to frame it. Click learn more below. Who's going to say no to that? That's kind of like me going to you and your agency and saying, Jonathan, get clients on a pay per client basis. You're going to be like, yeah, heck yeah. Like I'd do that. So same thing here. And what that's going to do is it's going to do a few things, especially when you run ads. It's going to make your cost per call super cheap. Okay, I get comments on Instagram all day now, me doing this challenge with Connor and kind of doing the day-by-day recaps. Everyone's commenting, how is your cost per call so low? It's because our offer is so hard to say no to that our cost per call is $15, $20. We spend $15, $20 in ads, we book one appointment. It's unheard of, but it's also just because our offer is also unheard of. So it stems from your offer, and it makes it so if you have less money, which is your situation to spend on ads, your return on as far as how many calls and sales calls on your calendar is so exponential. Yeah.
And how important is variation? Like how many should I be running? Should I swap certain colors or whatever, or just, don't worry too much about that?
Yeah, it's important. Facebook and Meta has came out with a lot of updates in the past like 6 to 12 months where it's called the Andromeda update, where it really tries to kill any sort of small changes you make on ads. They're not encouraging that, but they're more so encouraging big changes on the ads. So it's just in turn, it's just creative diversity is what they really want. But I tested a bunch of ads, like recently, and also obviously with Connor in the challenge, where we would just change up a couple colors in the text or maybe change 1 or 2 words, and the performance would be drastically different. So I think, more testing, the better,
And how much do you recommend I start off with? Let's say, I don't know, 3, like how much do you think I should start off with?
As far as ads to start running initially?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it all depends on your spend. So the example I like to give when it comes to running ads is if you have an ad that you spend $10 a day on, and then you run that for 10 days, you're going to get the exact same amount of data as if you just spent $100 in one day. Okay, so it's all based on spend. And then, of course, in return having similar creatives. So I would go, my kind of rule of thumb is when you're running image ads, for every $50 a day in spend, you have about 5 ads. So if you, and then that's all the way capped up to 25 ads. I don't go more than 25 ads active in an ad set. Like I spend over $1,000 a day on my big campaign at the moment. And each ad set has no more than 25 ads, even though we're spending 1,000 a day. So it's capped all the way up to 25, and then you just increase spend, whatever needed. So, but for most people, and for your case, like I would just go 5 ads for every $50 a day in spend per ad set.
Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Let me see what else I got. That was about it, honestly. I didn't have too many questions because I built up like pretty much everything I needed to. A lot of it was just that what you're saying is exactly that mental block. And in order to get over that, I just need to sign enough people, have the proof of concept, and just keep running it back, So 100%.
Yeah, 100%. The biggest things I can tell you, man, is like, I just need you to realize and wake up to the reality that if you just work a job, even though it seems hard, you're going to progress so much faster than everyone else that is too stuck up to work one, and you're going to blow past all of your competition. Like there's a guy I follow on Instagram. His name's Greg Lav, and he was the founder of like Bloom energy drinks. Super great guy. I recommend everyone follows him. He's kind of like what I envision in my head of like final boss of like entrepreneurship. Like dude does like 600 million a year. He's like 30 years old, got Lambo, Ferrari, everything. So it's just like, he's maxed out the game, and one thing he always says is like just take the risk because the competition is it's not even existent, okay? Right? Like there's people who will spend 6-12 months not even doing a cold call or a cold email or really anything of that matter and act like they worked for 12 months, So if you could just get a job and you could funnel this money into ads and you can simply follow a lot of the things I say, I'm telling you, you're going to blow past. Like Connor's a great example, okay? Like this challenge, this is why I did this challenge. And we had no clue if it was going to go good or not. Like there was a part of me in that video where I was like, when we were starting, I'm like, dude, this could completely have to get scrapped. Like genuinely. It was the most like authentic video. He got sick towards the end of it. Then I got sick for 7 days post video because I was having to be with him in person. It was like a super funny, good video, but it also reminded me how easy it is to win when you really, really try, And in 7 days, it was straight 12-hour days pretty much every day. So my last thing I would just say to you, Jonathan, is use the group. Obviously, use GoHighLevel so you have access to all the bonuses. Show up to my call this Friday. Ask questions. Never be afraid to ask questions. I'm not going to bite. It's like people get kind of afraid. I remember I was there when I was starting out. Like people get afraid to ask questions or whatever to the guy that I watch on YouTube, whatever. I don't care. I'm a regular guy. Ask me whatever you want. And the other thing I'd say is get the job in the next 7 days. Put yourself some pressure and maybe give yourself an incentive or a bonus or something if you do that. Reward yourself, right? I don't know if you like food or I don't know what it is, right? But like reward yourself if you can get that job in the next 7 days because you need to promote your mind and move with speed. I think you've been moving too slow, And then your niche seems good. Everything seems fine. And obviously you can take all the teachings and stuff I talked about with you here today, run with it and start getting scaled and then come back on this channel in a few months once you've crushed your goals and let's say you're at like 10, 20K a month, we'll bring you back on.
God willing. I have actually just one more came to mind.
Sure.
Once I start, having paying clients, what do you think is the best offer in that scenario? Should I more market like the callers? Should I more market the appointments? And if it is appointments, should I just do the basic 10 for 90? Because if I'm running them free trials, I have data that, the ads work, but I don't have data as per numbers within a time range, right? So how would I craft my offer without knowing like concrete numbers within a time range?
Yeah.
Let's say 10 and 90 days or whatever.
So first thing is never you want to front with the AI caller. Nobody cares about your AI caller. They only care about the outcome of the AI caller, which is appointments or which is deals. So it's a big mistake I think beginners make, which is they talk about on their ads. They say, get our AI calling system that handles all of your front desk voice reception. They don't care, right?
Right.
What do they care about? They care about a better CTA is if you're trying to replace front desks is save $60K a year on payroll per head using our AI system. That's a tangible outcome. They're saving $60,000 a year. They're not getting some AI calling solution that they don't even know if works or not, or like we don't know what's going to happen if we install it, right? So my point is you want to front with an offer, like a appointment guarantee, a job guarantee, whatever outcome is in your niche. And the way you find that number, and this is kind of a math equation that should be able to help you, but you want to go look at in your let's say you're advertising, or let's say your contract with clients, once you're scaled up, is 3 months. Let's say you charge $5,000 up front, and let's say you have spend $5,000 over 3 months in ads. So your overall cost of your service in total, with your ad spend that you have to charge, or Facebook charges them, and then your service fee is 10 grand. You want to multiply that times 3, and then you're going to have $30,000, because you ideally want to, like, a really good return on investment is if you can 3x someone's money within 3 months. That's crazy, right? That's obviously a dream outcome, and marketing agencies, if done well, can do it. Not for every client, but for the good clients.
Right.
Then you want to do like the math back on how many jobs or how many deals does it take to reach that 30,000 mark goal. And that number could be 5, that number could be 10. And that's what you market on your ads. So that's what you market: 5 jobs in 90 days or 10 jobs in 90 days, whatever that number is that matches 30,000, 3x whatever your total investment into your program or your service cost is. That's the math. So I know it's kind of like a long-winded answer, but that's kind of how the best way I've seen to go about it. You don't want to give random numbers. Yeah, you're going to mislead people.
Right. Okay, well, I really appreciate it. It's been, I really appreciate you taking the time. Also, especially with the community, I know you guys have the calls, especially the Friday calls, have been super helpful. And yeah, no, I appreciate the tough love and the real answers, and it definitely will take.
I want to see you win. I want to see you win. I want to see you come back on here in a few months, and that's the goal with this kind of series I've started here. Is like, I want people to come through, get punched in the face a little bit, hear the reality they need to hear, and then go run with it and go kill it. Because at one point I was you as well. I was the same version of you that was still trying to figure out kind of what I was doing, or like how to make it work. 6 months in, I was like, didn't have much results. I was literally you. Okay. But I ended up making things happen. So I'm just telling you what I wish I heard of my younger self,
Right. Okay, cool. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Of course, bro. It was good to meet you, Jonathan, and hopefully everyone enjoyed. And maybe we'll bring him back on in a couple months if he takes action.
God willing. Alrighty, have a good one. Thank you.
There we go. Easy, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, I give away free calls just like this one and do AI agency audits with members inside of my GoHighLevel affiliate community, where I give away 5 weekly Q&A calls, including calls with me every single week that you can bring your questions to, 10 hours worth of content and trainings around building and starting or scaling your AI agency regardless of what stage you're currently at, weekly bonus drops of resources that I wish I had that I give out from my own AI agency that you get access to completely for free, and a full-on community of people crushing it that are probably just like you and scaling up their AI agency from 5, 10, 20, 30K a month and more. I give away absolutely all this completely for free for those that use GoHighLevel using my link. So I'll have a top link in the description below in this video where you get 30 days completely for free when you sign up. And if you're an existing GoHighLevel user, you can still get access to it on the page as well. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys inside the next one, and hope to see you inside the group.